Soft, melancholic piano music begins, subtly looping throughout the narrative. A slight, almost imperceptible static noise underlies everything, mimicking the crackle of a fading memory. Honestly, darling, some people just don't understand the art of a proper holiday. It's not merely about escaping the relentless drudgery of existence, you see. It's about the carefully orchestrated illusion of bliss. A temporary reprieve from the encroaching void. And that, my dears, requires meticulous attention to detail. Something the Citadines Pearl Hoi An clearly lacks. Oh, but let me begin at the beginning, as one must. It's the civilized thing to do. You know, growing up in, well, let us just say a place where luxury meant a slightly less chipped teacup, I developed a rather acute sensitivity to substandard conditions. My grandmother, bless her heart, used to say a clean space is a clear mind. And a cluttered soul, well, that's a tragedy best avoided. So when I stumbled upon the brochures for this establishment, I admit, I allowed myself a glimmer of hope. Picturesque promises of a coastal haven, a 5-star resort, the very words practically shimmered with decadence, don't you think? A haven, they called it. A haven. The taxi ride, oh, that's where the dissonance first began to subtly creep in. The landscape, while agreeable, possessed a certain weariness. The air itself, heavy with a vaguely floral scent, struggling to mask something less fragrant. You know the way old things smell when they've been ignored for far too long. It's a smell that clings, that insinuates itself into your very fabrics. My mother always said, a smell will stay with you longer than a memory. I didn't think much of it then, just a premonition. But once we turned onto the drive, that's when my soul, it just trembled. Because it wasn't a resort, darling. It wasn't even close. It was a staging ground for a zombie apocalypse. Seriously, the brochures, those beautifully airbrushed, digitally enhanced lies, depicted a bustling commercial centre, a veritable Riviera of shopping. 128 shops, they boasted. 128. But what awaited was a graveyard of commerce. Shuttered storefronts, their windows clouded with grime, metal gates locked with chains thicker than my grandmother's winter scarves. And the smell, oh heavens, the smell, despair mostly, and stale beer. Honestly, only 2 shops were operational, one peddling suspiciously bright-coloured cereals and another, well, a purveyor of alcohol. As if to say, here, drown your sorrows. It was so profoundly depressing. You understand, don't you? It's like walking into a dream that's already begun to unravel, noticing the threads come undone. It ruins the entire aesthetic. This ruins the entire aesthetic. And the restrictions, they informed us with a demeanour of utter condescension that cooking in our rooms was discouraged. Discouraged, as if preparing a simple meal is some sort of moral failing. I mean, what is a kitchenette for if not for the occasional whimsical creation of toasted cheese on rye? The audacity. Truly, darling, it's the little insults that build into a mountain of resentment. I had to ask, that's always been the case. But oh, the emanating smell. My dear, when I ventured towards the pool, anticipating a moment of aquatic bliss, I was assaulted by an odour so potent, so deeply offensive, it threatened to physically incapacitate me. An overwhelming stench of urine. Now, I am not prude, I wouldn't dare, but I have standards. It was a palpable miasma of neglect. It suggested a profound disregard for basic hygiene. It insinuated the presence of unmentionables. It's the kind of smell that clings to the back of your throat, coating your soul in a film of silent disgust. And visual inspection only deepened the horror. Filth coated every surface. The
reality of businesses near Citadines Pearl Hoi and the businesses near Citadines Pearl Hoi An are, to put it gently, a minefield of disappointment. If you were hoping for charm, authenticity, or even basic competence, prepare to lower your expectations. This is not an area where quality thrives, it's where mediocrity settles in like an uninvited guest who refuses to leave. Let's start with Vincom Plaza Hoi An, a shopping mall that seems to operate under the philosophy of minimum effort, maximum frustration. The food here is a gamble and the odds are not in your favor. Overpriced, underwhelming, and occasionally inedible, like the cow lao that costs 4 times the local price yet tastes like it was cooked by someone who's never eaten Vietnamese food before. And if you think complaining will help, think again. The management's idea of customer service is responding to criticism with the grace of a cornered badger. Then there's the maintenance, or lack thereof. Broken escalators sit untouched for weeks, toilets mysteriously close before the mall does, and the air conditioning, a myth. It's like they're testing how much discomfort customers will tolerate before they revolt. And let's not forget the taxi drivers lurking outside, treating no as a personal challenge rather than an answer. Moving on to Almanity Hoi An Wellness Resort, where the only thing less relaxing than the stay is the bill. Hidden charges appear like magic, stained sheets you didn't stain, mysterious fees that materialize at checkout. The breakfast buffet is a sad parade of cold food and moldy toothpicks, and the pool, more like a public shouting arena. The noise levels suggest the guests are competing in an unannounced decibel Olympics. The rooms are built with all the soundproofing of a cardboard box, so you'll hear every footstep, every conversation, every existential sigh of the person next door. And if you dare to ask for a manager, prepare for a bureaucratic maze where accountability goes to die. Now, Nhan's Kitchen, a restaurant that somehow maintains a high rating while serving food that ranges from meh to did I just poison myself. The portions are laughably small for the price, and the fish dishes have a suspicious habit of tasting wrong. The staff are kind, but kindness doesn't make up for credit card surcharges that appear out of nowhere, shifting from 3 to 10 depending on how convincingly you argue. Faifo Coffee is where Instagram aesthetics go to die. The coffee tastes like it was brewed with indifference, the pastries are gas station grade, and the staff treat customers like an inconvenience. There's even an entrance fee, but only if you look like a tourist, because nothing says hospitality like selective scamming. Then there's Hair of the Dog Bar, a place where the fun is as fake as the reviews. Empty on weekends, staff who lose wallets, and a vibe that screams, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. The music is loud, the drinks are overpriced, and the only thing thriving is the sense of regret. At the DeckHouse in Bang Beach, you're paying for the view, not the food, which is good because the food is forgettable at best, stomach-turning at worst. The service is so bad it feels intentional, like they're daring you to complain. And the beach vendors, they're part of the experience, whether you like it or not. So what's the verdict? The businesses near Citadines Pearl Hoi An are a lesson in managed expectations. If you go in knowing you'll be overcharged, underwhelmed, or occasionally scammed, you might leave with your sanity intact. But if you're hoping for better, well, hope is a dangerous thing to have here. The real mystery is how these places stay in business. Maybe it's the tourists who don't know any better, maybe it's the power of denial, or maybe, just maybe, somewhere in Hoi An there's a parallel universe where these businesses are good. But in this one, you've been warned.
You know, I was just looking into crimes near Citadines Pearl Hoi An, and wow, like businesses here they can be so sneaky. Like you think you're just having a nice holiday and then bam, scammed. First the boat rides. Like near the river, right? Tourists get on these pretty little boats all excited and the guy says, oh, cheap price, very nice. But then once you're out there, he like, no, pay more or I want tea take you back. Like what, that just wrong. And the poor tourists, they probably panicked, just paid and then felt awful the rest of the trip. And that guy still out there probably doing it to the next person. Then there's these prize shops. Like you walk past and they all, oh, scratch this, win something. And surprise you win, but really they just drag you into some room and pressure you into buying some stupid timeshare thing. Like who even falls for that? But people do, and then they stuck feeling stupid, and the shop just laughs all the way to the bank. And the tailor shops, oh my gosh, they show you beautiful fabric, take your money and then give you trash. And if you complain, they lock the door. Like seriously, what kind of person does that? The tourists probably just gave up and left feeling cheated while the shop keeps scamming the next person. Oh, and the souvenir shops. They see a tourist and suddenly the price is 10 times higher. And if you say no, they follow you, yell at you like, wow, so classy.